This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 2523. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome to Wednesday. And today's show is one about how to avoid taking a job with a bad manager or boss, which seems to happen much too often for many of you. Hope you find this helpful. Please give the show a great review wherever you watch it or listen to it. I'm just going to remind you, I critique resumes among other services I offer, and you can order a critique from me through my website, and you can also spot a link in the show notes where you can order a critique from me. Again, I'm going to do shows through next Friday, then take 2 weeks off and be back on January 9th. And we'll be back in just one moment. Yesterday, someone I coached had an interview over Zoom with a hiring manager. And she started off the interview by, saying hi and thanking them for making the time and asking about the position that the manager was trying to fill. And the manager responded by saying, the way it works here is I ask the questions and you give me the answers. At the end of the interview, you can ask me questions. I get a message from that, as did the person I'm representing, that this is I tell you what to do and you do it kind of environment here. Versus you're a human being. I want to talk to you. I want to get a feel for what you're trying to fill in the way of a job. Why wouldn't you answer a question like that? Tell me about the job that you're trying to fill so I can address what it is you're looking for, as opposed to, let me ask you questions, you'll tell me your answers, but you don't know how to connect the dots because the hiring manager hasn't told you what they're looking for. Even if you've seen a job descriptions are 80% accurate, and HR validates that by saying, if we're lucky. So how do you recognize a good manager? Now, to me, that wasn't an example of a good manager. The typical advice, frankly, is to say things like, they'll ask you emotionally intelligent questions and listen carefully. Their honesty and compassion shine through. They care. They inspire others with empathy, vision, and quiet confidence. They're interested in you and who you are rather than who they want you to be. You trust your gut. How useful is this kind of stuff in terms of evaluating? Have you ever thought about asking for references from the hiring manager of people that previously worked for them who will provide a strong testimonial about them and their capabilities? They ask you for references. Why aren't you allowed to ask them for references? If more people asked for references from hiring managers, yes, you'd find out things about why people leave an organization. Sometimes that relates to the hiring manager and how difficult they are to work for. Sometimes it deals with institutional friction that exists at a firm that causes them to want to, shall we say, bail quickly because you can't get stuff done. The issue for most people when they join a firm is representations are made about the company and the environment. And then people join and discover all the ways that the firm makes it impossible or exceedingly difficult for people to do what it is they were hired to do. So start asking for references from hiring managers, from HR. And if HR goes, you want to check a reference on her? You want to check a reference on him? You're asking for my references of people who work for me. Why am I not allowed to talk to former employees? And yes, you can back channel this through LinkedIn and find people who work for this person. Look for former employees. And at a large firm, you're going to have to do some detective work to dig in to find these people because, someone who's left this organization, it may be hard to find people who've worked at a company with several thousand employees who work for this specific manager. But you can do it. You can find them, or you can ask the organization, I'd like to speak with a couple of people on the team about what it's like to work for he or she, or I'd like to speak with a couple of former employees and see what it's like to work for them. Hope you found this helpful. I'm Jeff Altman, Visit my website, thebiggamehunter.us. There's a lot there to help you. After all, people hire me for no BS career advice, which can relate to a job search, hiring more effectively, management leadership, dealing with workplace issues, career transitions, a lot of stuff. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. I'll also mention to you at my website, you can find out about my courses, books, and guides. Again, a lot there to help you. Have a terrific day and be great.